Good morning, everybody. It's Erin Reed with Erin Reedmakes here at Creativation 2020, and we are here with Darkroom Door, and we are going to get a little booth tour in a minute. But first, we're going to get a demo. So I'm going to spin the camera around, and I'm going to let Rachel do her thing.
Hey everybody, good morning.
There we go. Now we're on you.
Okay. Hey everyone, good morning. So welcome to the Darkroom Door booth. What I'm going to show you now is just a demonstration on our 4 new stamp sets and how you can use them all together to create a card. So this is just one idea, but it just shows you how you can use them all together. So we've got our 4 new rubber stamp sets, and we've got lots of labels, global postmarks, warm wishes, and number medley. And these 4 work really well because you can use different pieces from each stamp set to create a really nice sort of collagey look card. So I've got a few pieces here that I will show you how we can do that. So I'm just using some Distress Oxide sprays, and what I'm working on here is just some specialty stamping paper, and it's a really nice surface to work onto. And I'm just being really light here with the oxide spray. I actually don't want to cover the entire background. I want to leave a little bit of white, so I'm just doing some really light splatters there, and I'm also going to do some here on this postmarks. So I've already pre-stamped these so they're ready to go, and I just want to give that a little bit of a mist as well.
Thank you.
And I'm just going
She came prepared this morning.
It just makes it nice and quick and easy. So I'm just going to pat that off. Now see how that's now just kept it really light, and that's what I want to do because I just want to keep those postmarks light, and I want to keep this background light as well. And you might have seen lots of other videos here using the oxide sprays, and there are plenty of ways to use them.
Ooh, I love how you get the texture from the paper towel.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You guys can see that on camera,
and see how
awesome.
And see how it's like it's still got that little white coming through it, and you've just got the speckles. That's what I wanted for this one. I mean, with oxide sprays, you could sit there and cover the whole thing, and make it react and do your little water splotches and everything. But for this particular one, I just wanted that sort of look, and it's worked really well on that specialty stamping paper. So that's why I like that. So I'm just going to wipe this off a little bit here while that's drying. Okay, so now we've got our little stamped piece, and what I'm going to do is start with the Warm Wishes stamp set. Now this stamp set includes lots of really nice photorealistic flowers, so a lot of my stamps, they come from the photographs that I take because I'm a photographer, and that's where the name Darkroom Door comes from. So we turn I turn my photos into rubber stamps. And these are some flowers that I photographed, and now they're into rubber stamps. We've got lots of nice little sentiments as well. So I'll just choose one of these.
Everybody's
stamps.
saying good morning to us.
Oh, good morning, everybody. So our little stamp sets come in a storage case. So that means you'll never lose your stamps. And that's one of the reasons why we did that, because I always lose the little tiny stamps. So I'm just going to stick this on here. I don't have the larger block, it's sitting underneath the table, so I'll just go sideways on this one.
Hey, you know what? We all do a little bit of just whatever's convenient at that moment, and we work with it.
Yeah. Make do with what you have.
Exactly.
So I'm using archival ink. So this is a nice permanent ink. And it's a great ink for these stamps because it'll retain all that detail in the stamp. So I'm just tapping that up. I tend to do a lot, but these inks are very new, so they're nice and juicy. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp directly onto my background and lift that off, and you can see all that detail in that image. Yes. So that's just the focal point there for the card. And then now what I want to do is I want to start layering it up with some of the other stamps. I'll just put this flower back in its case.
A lot of people are up really early Monday morning.
Really?
You go, ladies. Or men, if you're there.
That's good. So, and now with this number medley stamp set, this stamp set includes lots of stamps about numbers. So we've got lots of bold images here, and then we've got some really good layering images. So they're a little bit more subtle that you can use for some layering. So I'm just going to choose some out of here. And I'm going to stamp that up. And this is where I just want to create some little collage pieces just around the edges. So you can see here how I'm starting to add bits and pieces around the edges. I'll do this upside down so you guys can see better.
talented stamping upside down. I would screw that up so early.
Okay, so I want is a little bold image down the bottom. I might just get a smaller block here and stamp that up. And of course, if you wanted to make like a series of cards like this, you could actually do it in batches. So I'm hoping I just didn't stamp those numbers upside down.
Hey, you know what? If you did, it's all good.
No, look at that.
There we go.
So you can see here how I can start layering up these this background here, and it just gives it that really nice collagey sort of look. We'll just add some more up here, and then we'll do another one here down the side. Oh, there we go.
Good morning. Look how pretty
Okay,
that's
so
looking already.
Yeah.
So
So
she
now
just
what
made
we
her
wanna do-
own background paper. It's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. So it just means you can just, use those the number medley stamps just to create that, really nice sort of collagey look. And then we have our little stamped postmarks that we did. And I've got some punches. So all of the postmarks, well, not all of them, because the rectangle ones you just need to trim out, but the other round ones have all been sized so you can easily punch them out with a circle punch.
Yay!
That also makes it easier. So let me grab this. So this is a 1 inch, if I look at that, 1 inch punch. And if this one gives a little border on the postmark, but if you wanted it to be completely to the postmark, then you'd use a 3/4 inch of a punch. So
Got it.
So we're just going to layer that one up there, and I'll just tear that so then I can get into the other postmark. And I won't put this together on screen, but I'll just show you how you can just finish that off, and then we'll go and show you the rest of the stamps. So just punch those out, and so you can see easy how that can then just be added to your card. You can layer that up just with some foam adhesive. And what we need now is just a little sentiment. So this is from the Lots of Labels stamp set.
That's
so you've
awesome.
got lots of different labels. That's why we've called it Lots of Labels.
Lots of labels. That's
and
like
then-
appropriate name stamp set there.
It is. It's funny when we come up with our titles, we're like, what are we going to call it? And whatever comes out first is usually what we call it. So it's Lots of Labels. So this has got lots of labels, and with the different sentiments that you've got in this particular stamp set, a lot of them will fit into
nice.
the longer ones and the shorter ones as well. And again, these little circles here are sized for punches too. So, or some dies. If you've got circle dies, you can use those to cut those ones out. So all I want now is just a little sentiment here, and maybe I'll use the big hugs one. That's
Everybody's saying they love it.
Yay.
Nice.
nice way to start the day.
Lots of positivity happening and
Yay.
love happening right now. It's the way to
Awesome.
go.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, so then I'll just stamp inside here. And you just want to press really gently with the sentiments out of the warm wishes, because they are very delicate little sentiments, and you can see there how that sentiment fits inside the label, and then you can just layer that on there. If you've got some black cardstock to mat onto, you can see how that then just makes everything pop
Oh, it does.
off that, and then put that onto your card however you wish.
I know that could be like a journal page.
Exactly. Yeah.
What you just did could translate to
Yeah.
a tag, to an ATC, to a journal page. So many different things.
Exactly, yeah. So
Yeah.
I've just done it for a card, but again, if you just use that, specialty stamping paper, or you can also use mixed media paper, you'll just get a different look with the oxide sprays. So
very
it doesn't
cool.
matter, exactly how you do it, but that's how you can layer all 4 stamp sets up together.
Fabulous.
So how about we give you a look at our other new stamps and show you around the booth.
All right. Okay. So here is her booth. I got to do like a big span of what her booth looks
Okay.
like. So say ta-da, here we go. So here's the entire booth. You can see all the amazing stamps. So she has everything really easily displayed up on the walls, and then samples near where the stamps are. All right.
Yeah,
Dig
so,
it.
well, here's these 4 stamp sets we're just using, and there's a finished version of the card that I was just creating. So you can see there how I've raised up those little postmarks and that label.
Right.
So that just gives you a nice look. Here's a card here using the label stamp set just to show you all the different ones and what you can put inside of that one. The global postmarks here, this has got, this was just a really quick little tag because one of our stencils, the polka dots one, the large polka dots, that had already been stenciled onto my tag there, and the postmarks worked over the top, so that was really cool. And then here's another card. So this is also using Distress Oxide. This one was the ink pads, so you can see the difference in the backgrounds you can create. But again, just layering up with the postmarks and the labels.
Right.
So
So the little Santa set.
Yeah, so that was from our Christmas release. That was really fun. So these are all the other stamp sets that are in our recent releases. So we released some of those last year.
Awesome.
Also new for this year are new stencils.
Ooh, pretty.
So we've got the large and the small version of these ones. So the handwritten script, the brick wall, the grunge borders. And these are all based off stamps that we've already done.
Oh, okay.
So the grunge borders here, that's from our grunge marks stamp set, and so we've just turned them into stencils. The lavender one here is really nice. So we've got a really big one if you want to make bold images. Yeah, so see, that's using Stickles glitter glue.
Yeah.
So you can, touch
Very
and feel that a
cool.
lot. I love touching stuff. So, yeah. This is the handwritten script, just
Oh, pretty.
done on the background of a tag. This is the brick wall here. That's just using texture paste
Nice.
and then just spraying over the top
Right,
with some
right.
dilution sprays. And
Stencils are so just versatile. let me
oh,
tell
you can use them for anything. So,
And I love
here's
how
the
you've
front.
got some like background stamps. I'm
Yep.
just kind of showing a
Yeah, for
plethora
sure.
here. We got some texture stamps down here at the bottom. Lots of texture stamps. And then lots of stamp kits, like you said. Like they've got the images and the... Okay, so what else we got this new? We got a few over here. Quote stamps.
Yep, quote stamps. We've got, 4 new quote stamps here. Here are the samples down here. So that just shows you how you can use them on cards. And I mean, I've just got cards, samples on the booth here for these ones. But again, these are fabulous for art journals. And we've got lots of really fun ones like, check this one out. I'm creative. You can't expect me to be neat too. So we've got
Never.
some really fun ones as well. So there's some cool ones. We've got some other medium. Here's some art journaling that everyone
nice.
might be interested in. So these are our medium stencils, and so we've got some shapes and then some alphabet and numbers.
Oh, and the shape comes out of the stencil.
Yeah, so you can either use the positive or the negative.
That's cool. Or like use it as a mask.
Yeah, that's right. So so I've masked this and then sprayed over the top, which is how you get that effect.
cool.
And then, the same with
And then you got some other ones down here.
Yep, small stencils, more designs of those.
Very cool.
Our collage stamps are really popular. So again, a lot of this is based off my photography, like the tulips here and the jolly jonquils.
Cool.
And then I layer it up using some text and some postmarks and various other things depending on what the stamp is. And that just means that these are really easy to use because you can just make a background and then just stamp that on top and then your card's finished. If you wanted it to be that simple.
Right.
Or you could colour it in or you could do whatever you like. So there's tons of different things you can do with that. These are fun. These are our little sentiment stamps.
Good morning. Thank you.
We always get like kicked out by the lady in the voice at the top. Yeah.
Exactly.
I just talk over her.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, shut up.
So we've got these as a long strip. So you can use them as a long strip on your
perfect.
card, or you can use them as like individual. If you only want one or two, you can just use one or two. So, or a background, you can make a background with them.
All right.
Here's another background one.
Oh, pretty. And then you got a few other new ones over here.
Yeah, frames. So we've got a couple of new frame stamps up there and these 2 new ones here. This is our little burnt edge frame stamp. That's cool.
That's cute.
And the quote stamps often fit inside.
that's nice.
So you can put the quote inside and then put the frame around. And here's another one next to it here with the frame, or you can mail art. Mail art is really cool with a lot of our frame stamps. And then this is one of our vintage frames here that we've put some images in. And if you're into any sort of mixed media, our abstract stamps are very popular.
Those are cool.
Yeah, so you can just use these in tons of different ways. So again, I've just used them here just to create backgrounds, just to show how they can be used. But you can press them into texture paste or any sort of, UT or thick sort of stuff. And then, like that's using it with embossing powder, so that just gives it nice, you can feel the scratchiness there. You could foil with these, gel printing, really great for gel printing.
Awesome. And then down here I'm seeing a whole bunch of really big border stamps.
Yeah, these ones are huge. These ones are over 12 inches, so they're great for your
Big
scrapbooks, or for the edges of really big art journals. I mean, you can still do card making with them, and really nice big bold border. So you can see actually one of them is being used up here on this card here. So that's just
awesome.
using a water, like an embossing resist with watercolors.
Right.
And then these ones here, these photo stamps, this is like our most unique range, because especially, you know, with our name being Darkroom Door, so these are photo stamps taken from my photos and we've turned them into stamps. So
cool.
yeah, so they're really fun to use, very, very detailed, and you can do lots of things with them. You can, you know, watercolor inside of them, you can make really nice sunsetty backgrounds behind them.
It's almost like you've done all the hard work for us by making all these beautiful. I mean, seriously, like there's not a whole lot that you really have to do because you've done the main. A little.
Well, they're bold. Yeah. Well, they're bold images. You know, so they do fill an entire card, and then it's up to you how you want to color it. Like this is done with Copics.
That's cool.
So that's Copic colored, and then, you know, this is just distress inks. This is just using some markers, really subtle colouring in.
Right.
So you can make them really pretty, you can make them grungier. It just depends on the image and what you want to do with it. But yeah, they're very unique, and, you know, we're really happy with all of our designs. But thank you for, you know, sharing our little booth and our work, and coming by and stopping in and spending the morning with us.
So we're going to spin around and we're going to do a little goodbye together.
Bye.
All right. So thank you everybody for stopping by. We'll be doing more lives throughout the day. I got to go demo now here in a minute because the showroom floor is opening in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I start right away. So don't forget, check out Darkroom Door. When are all the new releases going to go live?
They're live now.
They're already live.
Yeah, you can
all right.
check them out on the website.
Darkroomdoor.com.
That's it.
There you go. So go check them out. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, and thanks for joining us.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, see ya.